जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna and thank you for joining. Today we are discussing verse number 4 of chapter number 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in the previous verses, verse number 2 onwards, Krishna starts speaking. So Krishna starts speaking by chastising Arjuna. He is actually condemning Arjuna's lamentation, and he is saying that this lamentation is not actually befitting a person like you. So you are supposed to be an Arya. Arya means a person who follows his dharma and he knows the real purpose of life. So you are behaving like an Arya, and this kind of action is also going to not take you to the Swarga. So he is also saying, Krishna is saying that Aswargyam means your destination will not be Swarga, and also is going to bring you infamy. So it's going, the word which is used is Akirti. So continuing that same thought, Krishna is further condemning in verse number 3, and Krishna is using a very strong word, Klebyam. So Klebyam means impotent. Krishna is calling this action as somebody who is impotent, and this is really a big insult to a Kshatriya. But we see that Krishna is intentionally using these words to inspire Arjuna and to make him get out of this phase of lamentation so that Arjuna can get up and fight. So Krishna is inspiring by calling him Partha. Partha means son of Pritha. So who is Pritha? That is Kunti Devi. So Krishna is saying that you are a son of Kunti Devi and she has gone through so much suffering in her life and she has overcome it by fighting through these difficult moments of life. So you are son of such a fearless lady, and also you are a Pandava. So Pandavas were born by the ancient system of this ancient tradition of Niyoga. So actually Arjuna was a son of king of the demigods Indra. So Arjuna is coming in such a great lineage and now you are acting like an impotent man. So this kind of action Krishna is calling in the previous verse as Shudram Hridaya Durbalyam. This is not a compassion, but it is actually a weakness of your heart. Therefore, Krishna is saying, Taktva Uttishta Parantapaha. So give up all this petty weakness of heart, get up and O chastiser of enemy and fight. Get up and fight. So Krishna is chastising and using motivational word at the same time to make Arjuna perform his duty. So let's see what Arjuna is replying in this verse number 4. So Arjuna spoke to Krishna or replies. He is not going to give up. So he is very confident about his argument. So he is saying, Arjuna vacha katham bhishmam aham sankhye dronam cha madhusudhana ishubhi pratiyotsyami pujaraha arisudhanaha. So Arjuna is saying, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? Arjuna is saying, Katham Bhishmam aham sankhe dronam cha madhusudana. So Madhusudana is the name of Krishna. So Madhu is a demon and Krishna actually killed a demon named Madhu. So O killer of demon Madhu, how can I fight with Bhishma, Drona? I am willing to fight with others, but Katham means how is it possible for me to fight with Bhishma and Drona? So Bhishma and Drona, they are extra special for me. They are very special because Bhishma is my grandfather and Drona was my teacher. I can't actually kill them. And then further he says, Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami prujaraha arisudanaha. So these people are actually indirectly saying to Krishna that, here is using the word for Krishna, Arisudana. So Arisudana means killer of enemies. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Arjuna is indirectly telling to Krishna that you have killed demons who were your enemies. Have you ever killed your grandfather Ugrasena or your teacher Sandipani Muni? No, you don't have. You have not done that. So why are you actually insisting me to fight with these great personalities? And I really like them, and they are my favorites actually. So I cannot even kill them. So he's saying that Pratiyotsami. So he's saying Ishu bihi Pratiyotsami Prujarrava Arisudanaha. They are worshipable people. Even verbally I should not retaliate. How can I counteract with arrows? Ishu bihi. Ishu bihi means arrows. So I cannot fight with them. So this is what Arjuna is actually arguing with Krishna. So here we see that both Arjuna and Krishna, they are using rhetorical language. So what is rhetorical language means? It's rhetorical questions. So like Krishna is using the term kutastva, or where from, or here he is using, Arjuna is using katham. So how come? How will I be able to? So in rhetorical questions, the answer is implied. So the question itself has the answer. For example, what is the use of crying when everything is destroyed or everything is already gone? So here it means that there is no use of crying. So similarly, kutastva kasamalam idam, Krishna is using that they should have not come. The lamentation should not have happened. That's what Krishna meant in that verse. So here the term which is used over here by Arjuna means katham bhishmam aham shankhe dronam cha, means I should not be, or how can I fight with my elders? Means here he is trying to say that I should not fight with the elders. So this is an important thing. The rhetorical questions are generally used to emphatically drive home a point that I should not be doing it, or I should not fight, so those kind of things. So let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to discuss in the purport of this verse. So the first point Srila Prabhupada brings is superiors are always respectable. So here we see that those superiors in front of whom Arjuna was standing and who is mainly concerned about is Bhishma and Drona. So he is not concerned about others. He said, others I can fight. But these two personalities, Bhishma and Drona, they are like, very close to me, very dear to my heart. I cannot fight. And they are at the same time, they are superiors. So superiors are always respectable. And Prabhupada says that respectable superiors like Bhishma and grandfather Dronacharya, the teachers, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counterattacked. It is a general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even verbal fight. So in this case, there will be a war going on between them. So even Arjuna is thinking that I should not even verbally get back to them or retaliate in case there is a kind of fight happening. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. So this is how you treat your seniors, or you treat your elders. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? So this is what is the first point Prabhupada is bringing. And the second point is that Arjuna is also in the challenging mood, as is described by the previous Acharya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. That Arjuna is in the mood of challenging Krishna, that would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasena or his teacher Sandipani Muni? So these are some of the arguments actually offered by Arjuna to Krishna, and this seems actually very valid from Arjuna's point of view. But Krishna is going to later give counteracting Arjuna's argument by taking the level to some higher philosophical level. So this philosophical discussion between Arjuna and Krishna will happen once Arjuna actually surrenders to Krishna. So those things we are going to discuss in the future sessions. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.